If you're anything like me, you've built plenty of planners and agendas on exactly what you're going to do for the day. You've gone on YouTube, you've ChatGPT'd it, and you've decided you're going to wake up at 4:45, you're going to work out, you're going to do a devotional, you're going to journal, you're going to make your lunch and eat a luscious breakfast, and then 2 days later you're like crashing out and you're getting up at 7:15. Welcome back. This is episode 4 of the Daily Walk and Talk with Claudia, and today we're talking about building real schedules. So, like I mentioned a second ago, I have set myself up for so much failure over the last couple of years, creating planners, well, I guess agendas and routines, if you will, that are just not realistic for what I have going on and the amount of stuff that I'm trying to accomplish. Like setting an alarm at 4:45, but knowing that I didn't go to sleep until 2 a.m. is crazy work on my part. And so much of it was based around people on the internet and all the things that I think I wanted to do, and not really looking at what does my full day really look like? How am I setting myself up for success the night before? One, I hate getting up at 4 a.m. I'm an early riser, just kind of naturally, but my early rise is like 6 a.m. And I never even set myself up for success in a way of like, okay, I've been waking up at 8, maybe I'll start waking up at 7:45. 7:30, 7:15, and just like on a cycle, setting it up and like backing myself into, an alarm change that my body can actually handle, which is a crazy way to set up an agenda. So it would fail all the time, and I would find myself thinking, wow, Claudia, you can't hold yourself accountable. You see all the things on TV and on the internet now about if you can't do it for yourself, you definitely aren't going to do it for anybody else. And that kind of self-talk really affects you. Well, I'm not gonna speak for you here, girl. But it really affected me. And so for so long, over the span of the last couple of months, I haven't been able to get my schedule down. I'm just running this rat race and writing things down, like this impossible list of things that I want to do. I want to clean the kitchen and change all the laundry, and I want to clean all the bathrooms. I'm going to clean the whole house today, on top of going to work, on top of I'm also going to get up at 4 a.m. and go to the gym for an hour and a half, and crazy. So setting myself up for failure is number one on creating an actual plan that works, and then trying to do that over and over again and not acknowledging that I have a problem, which is like, isn't that most of us? So things that I've started doing that I found super helpful to me, as you see, we are on day 4, so we're feeling very good about our accountability, which does make me feel nice on the inside. But things that have been helpful, and I'm only going to talk about the last 4 days, because if I'm being honest, I feel like I'm just starting to get the swing of creating a real plan that works for my actual life. So we're going to talk through things that have been working, and I would love to hear in the comments things that you guys are doing that are working for you. So number 1, not trying to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was never doing that, but I was definitely on the 4:45 got to be up at 5 a.m. thing. Never really worked, if I'm honest. So we've moved to waking up at 5:15, which has actually been working. But the most important part about setting an alarm that's going off that early and then actually getting up is forcing myself, and I do mean forcing myself to go to bed. Sorry, there's so many cars out here today on our walk and talk, more than usual. Making myself go to bed the night before. So I know people say this all the time, but I can't say it enough how honest it is. Setting yourself up at night is what sets you up for success the next day. So if I'm up at 11 p.m., I already changed my plan. We're not getting up at 5. It's not going to set me up for success. If I do get up at 5, I'm going to be exhausted all day, and we can't be showing up to work in a nasty mood because we refused to go to bed. And drinking caffeine to get through your day is also not a healthy way, and it's also not sustainable. So don't do that. Anyway, so the night before, I'm okay, we're getting up at 5:15. I need to be in bed by 10, lights out at 10:30 at the latest. And that's putting my phone down, which I've kind of noticed I have a problem with. You just get used to watching YouTube, and then next thing you know, it's 3 a.m. in the morning and you're still watching somebody's week in the life that you don't know. Anyway, totally beside the point. So step one, go to bed the night before. Also, I make sure that I set as many things out as physically possible the night before. So what in a lunch can I pack for my kids the night before so I don't have to worry about it in the morning? Pack my lunch the night before after dinner so that that's already ready, so it's something else I don't have to worry about in the morning, because it's taking time off of the clock. I know that I'm doing these daily walk and talks, so the night before I get the episode ready for the next day. I make sure I know what we're talking about. I should probably create the thumbnail, but I'm just a girl, and so I don't do that yet, but it's on the list of things to try. But that's step one. So setting the plan for how you're going to get up and making sure the night before that you actually make sure that that happens. I keep myself to like 2 or 3 things that I want to accomplish in the morning. So if I know I'm getting up at 5:15, the only thing I know that I'm doing, usually, studying for my EA exam for 30 minutes every day, and then doing this walk and talk and getting it posted on the internet before I go to work. Then there's the list of things you have to do in the morning, right? I have to shower, I have to get all the kids up, we have to get out of the house, people have to eat. Because I've started studying for my EA at 5:15, I boil my eggs for breakfast during that time, which has been very helpful. So then my eggs for work are ready. I take those to go instead of trying to sit down and eat them in the morning, because we're on a tight schedule, right? If I'm up at 5:15, that means I start studying at 5:30. 6 o'clock, I'm done studying, sometimes 6:10 if I want to do like 40 minutes on the EA exam. Then I prep all of the stuff for YouTube. Then I go for my walk. So we're out here, what time is it right now? I think I might be a little behind. 6:36 right now. So we're almost right on schedule. So as soon as I finish this, I'll go in the house, get ready, get everybody else up, pack everybody's bags, which have been laid out the night before, throw the sandwich that I also made during my egg prep for camp into the bags, and we're out, 7:45. I've moved my workout personally to the middle of the day, which has been a little challenging, I will say. We're walking and talking in the morning just so I can get extra steps, because I sit so much during the workday, which I would suggest to anybody, like just come outside, get like 20 minutes of walking in, which is really good for your body. I found that it's like making me more relaxed, which has really been nice. And then but finding time during the workday has been actually kind of hard, but I've been mapping it into my plan, which has been very easy. Morning. So moving my workout to the middle of the day has taken things off of my morning schedule, and I didn't enjoy waking up and going to the gym. It didn't bring me joy anymore. So being okay with, like, as your life kind of changes, making those adjustments to your plan as well. One, it stopped me from being exhausted at work, which is super duper helpful. And also it gave me a boost. It gives me a boost of energy during the workday to like get back to work and like keep going, because of all those endorphins that you get from being in the gym. You know, endorphins, happy people. Anyway, so doing that has been super helpful. And then after work, I get to come home and get ready for the next day. Now, when you're creating your plan, I will say, try not to over plan yourself. I know that people are going to tell you that, you know, you need to have these blocks, and I think calendar blocking is very good. And so I have like a morning calendar block, which I think is good, but being rigid and those reminders and dings on the calendar were stressing me out. So I had to turn that off. I just have a morning routine. I look at all the things the night before that I need to do. Do it during your workday. Like during your lunch, take 5 minutes and write down, okay, what do I want to accomplish tomorrow morning? What can I do tonight to set that up for success? I only want to focus on 3 main things I want to knock out. Maybe you only want to focus on one thing. The biggest change, I think, for me is not overcomplicating it. Adding a million things is just going to stress you out, and that's not helpful at all. So this routine works for me. I think you should give it a go. What are we trying to do? We're trying to simplify the routine. We are easing ourselves into waking up at a different time so that your body can actually get used to it and you actually feel successful. So girl, if you get up at 8, start at 7:30, 7:45. Don't crash diet your plan. and then make sure you're setting yourself up for success in the evenings and the days. It's been super helpful for me. I'm sure half of it is just like actually giving yourself the approval to try again, even though you failed a few times. And that's all you really can do out here. Don't bully yourself. That's not what we're doing. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. You know the vibes. Like, comment, and subscribe. Jakira, I know I'll see you in the comments. I love you down there, girl. Everyone else, it's, you know, we're just getting into this thing. I'm really enjoying talking to you guys every day, and hopefully I'm getting better. We'll keep walking and talking. I'm finding it enjoyable, and we pray we're getting better, right? So give me some topics. Let me know what you want to talk about, and we'll be back here tomorrow doing the same thing. Bye.